Michael Stewart rarely has anything positive to say about Rangers, and this time is no different. The outspoken pundit has turned his attention to youngster Mikey Moore, making an outrageous claim that's already stirred debate among fans and critics alike. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. But first, Rangers have been warned that removing Russell Martin from the dugout may not deliver the quick fix many fans are demanding. The Ibrox boss is under immense scrutiny after a nightmare start to the campaign, which has left the Glasgow side languishing in 11th place in the Premiership. A humiliating Champions League exit only deepened the unrest, as Belgian outfit Club Brugge handed Rangers a staggering 9-1 aggregate defeat in the playoff round. A 2-0 win over Hibernian in the League Cup at the weekend offered brief respite, but pressure on Martin remains intense. For many supporters, the result did little to mask what has been an alarming downward spiral. Former Aberdeen chief executive Keith Winnes, who also spent time at the helm of Everton and Aston Villa before moving into consultancy work, has now cast doubt over whether Rangers could even find an adequate replacement if they were to part company with the 39-year-old. Wentz argued that the job has become increasingly unattractive, suggesting the atmosphere around the club has turned toxic. He believes Rangers' reputation, combined with their recent track record of managerial upheaval, could deter top-level candidates from taking on the role. Martin, notably, is already the club's third manager of 2025, following the dismissals of Philippe Clement and Barry Ferguson. Wentz warned that constant turnover is a recipe for long-term instability. If the fans get their wish, you'll just see a parade of managers, he explained. At that point, nobody of real quality will want to be at Rangers. The club is seen as a toxic place to go, and if Martin is pushed out so quickly, they won't be able to shop at the top shelf. He urged supporters to channel their frustrations more constructively, stressing that simply demanding sackings is not a solution. Wentz also reminded fans of the instability under the previous ownership, pointing out that the current regime at least offers a chance to rebuild. Make your voices heard, of course, he said, but there has to be more than just asking for people to lose their jobs every time things go wrong. Backing the team might be a better use of energy, even if I know how difficult that is in Glasgow. Despite the calls for change, Martin's fate could hinge on Rangers' next two fixtures. Following the Hibs win, they face Genk in the Europa League before travelling to Livingston in the Premiership. Insiders suggest that poor results in either match could seal his dismissal, though the board remain hopeful that he can steady the ship and begin to repair the fractured relationship with the fanbase. Now, in an outrageous Michael Stewart claim, Rangers have been admonished for placing too much faith in Mikey Moore to come up with the goods in the final third. That's according to pundit Michael Stewart, who has slammed Rangers transfer chiefs for billing the Spurs loanee as a world beater when they brought him to Ibrox. The 18-year-old has headed north of the border after a breakthrough year in North London, where he made 19 appearances and picked up a winner's medal in the Europa League. However, the winger has yet to make his mark in a Rangers jersey, with boss Russell Martin already facing calls for the sack after failing to win in any of his first 5 league matches. Speaking on the Premier Sports Scottish Football Social Club, he said, "This strikes me that the people who are making these decisions behind the scenes at the club don't really recognise how difficult it would be for a youngster to come from England and have so much pressure to perform. They made him out to be a world beater who was coming into a misfiring team to spearhead it. The guy is a youngster. I don't really understand the strategy of spending mega bucks on loan fees to bring in really young, inexperienced guys for you then to develop other clubs' talent. You would get greater value and productivity out of signing Václav Černý, who was a solid, already made starter who would have had an impact on the team. To be fair, over on the left, I think JD Gazamar is looking like a good addition. But Mikey Moore doesn't comfortable on the right. They are loaded with right footers who want to play on the left, but don't have many options on the right. You are then asking this kid more to play on the other side, which he is not totally comfortable with in a team that has not really found its feet yet. He is still trying to learn the game, and I think it's a lot to put on the youngster's shoulders. What do you make of these comments? Let me know down below. In other news, as the Rangers players were tuning into Russell Martin's team talk on the other side of the dressing room wall that backs onto Edmonston Drive, around 1,500 fans were giving their very own pre-match address. Choruses of "Get out of our club" and "If you hate Russell Martin, clap your hands" rang out just a brick's width away, as supporters turned up the volume to voice their discontent at not only the head coach, but also CEO Patrick Stewart, both of whom have presided over the club's worst league start in 47 years. For the Rangers players waiting to take the field against Hibs in the Premier Sports Cup quarter-final, the soundtrack was ominous. Still, striker Bojan Miovski insisted they knew that unity was the only way forward in such testing times. "We know that a lot of things are happening outside of the dressing room," he said, "but we need to stick together and focus on football and winning football games. As a football player, of course, you have this situation. We know how to manage these things. We just need to give a good performance to the fans and win games." On Saturday evening, they did just that, coming away with a 2-0 victory in a game that saw the striker open his account in a Rangers jersey. The result meant a Hampden semi-final to come, and, perhaps more importantly, it brought down the temperature on a situation that had threatened to explode at times this season. In his previous 2 outings, Miovski had experienced the battling 0-0 Old Firm draw debut, and a 2-0 capitulation at home to Hearts that only served to pour petrol on the flames of growing resentment in the stands towards the current regime, during both of which the striker found himself isolated and deprived of opportunities that his tireless work off the ball deserved. Like any good target man though, the North Macedonian admits it was all about keeping a cool head to be ready when the chances inevitably presented themselves. "Of course, I'm happy. It's the first of many," he said of his maiden strike. "I think today we dominated the game, we pressed really well, and we didn't rush this final pass. We were a little bit calmer, and of course we scored that first important goal. Then, after the second, we stayed together. We had a couple of chances in the second half that we could have killed the game. But overall, we are happy with the performance today. As a striker, you need to be always focused and patient because the teams are defending really deep. So I need to stay focused all the time. As you can see today, the chance came, and you need to be there and focused. So yeah, of course I will continue on this way to be focused in front of the goal, because this is really important for the striker." The striker's close-range finish added to an opening goal from Nico Raskin, whose own inclusion in the team was yet another subplot in a soap opera season. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.